good on the day today.
Yeah.
Summertime.
What's happening, everyone? This is, I guess you would say, a reaction video to the new PRS. That we have the NF53 and the Miles Kennedy signature. People have been wondering for a while with the John Mayer Silver Sky, was PRS going to come out with a T-style? I look at this and say, yes, it's a single cut, but I wouldn't call it a T-style.
Yeah,
that's just my first reaction. But let's dive into this topic. I know that everyone's going to be making videos. You're going to see all this stuff. We're going to share our opinions in a little bit. But yeah, what was your reaction? So I remember I think there was a dealer, like this is happening so much now, where like everyone has to keep this secret, and then the one dealer, I think, reminds me of the Walrus thing. Like one dealer's like, "Oh, sorry about that. It was about 2 hours early or whatever." What do you think of the guitars here? Just first reaction. We got the web page opened up in front of us, so you can kind of do a sports commentary over it.
Well, I was honestly surprised. Like Brian was just, "Oh, so you see this new PRS?" And I was like, "What? I'm behind the times." And so we had to go and look at it real
like
quick.
35 minutes behind the times.
Yeah. I said, "Oh no." But I think it's really cool. I remember seeing like 6 months or a year ago, like there was some, I don't know if it was on the gear page or what, but there was like, "Oh, Miles Kennedy's playing a PRS and it kind of looks like a Telly." And so everyone was like, "What's going on? Are they making a Telly?" And then I think they were developing it, obviously. And, now we finally get to see it. I think that I did see some of the videos that they posted comparing the two. And I think one of the things that I think is interesting is that there's two separate guitars. And I thought that there was one, but there are like two separate models. And so there's one that's kind of more in their standard McCarty lineup. And then the Miles Kennedy one is obviously his signature. And then I think that's the one that has like the fun colors and stuff. Like we're looking at the green one right now.
Yeah.
And, green guitars seem to be pretty polarizing, but this looks like a nice, like, British racing green or something. Or
and then they've got the dog hair one that's next to it. I mean, color scheme wise, it looks pretty cool. I think the first one I saw was the green one, and then I saw like the natural finish one, which I know that there's nothing bad about those, but sometimes they just don't catch your eyes as much. Yeah, just a natural plain. I think Swamp Ash or something guitar. I don't know what it was, but probably Swamp Ash.
And I thought it was going to have single coils on it, so it's cool to see them like expanding their narrow field line of pickups. I think there's two different pickup sets in these guitars, but they are like the narrow field design. But it's like one of them has like magnetic pole pieces, the other one, it's like they're different, but they're the same.
So if you really like them, you can buy both. I think that's the point.
Right? I think that's the point. So
from
you can
from the manufacturer side of things.
And then they've got these really cool looking bridges that, to me, as a a regular old guitar player, like that is where my eye goes first, and it's like a cool looking thing. It almost looks like a 12-string bridge or something, but it's just a cool take on something that's a little bit familiar. I did hear the sound samples too, and they sound really good. I'm curious to see if we ever get to try one or something like that. But it's cool that, like, I get why everyone's like, "Oh, it's another Telly, like the Silver Sky thing." But it's like how Brian just said, it's like I wouldn't go as far as to say that it is like a T style. Like it's T inspired, but I think Paul Reed Smith is a madman, and he's gonna do what he's gonna do.
Yeah, and I think too, just like that, there's that polarizing topic of, oh, they're just making a Telly, and if it was completely Telecaster in the exact shape and in the the signature pick guard and the bridge with the plate, then I think it would be even getting more hate sometimes. Yeah. And that's just like the thing that I've been thinking about a lot with these and with other releases. It's like, I appreciate that they did try to do something different, that they tried to make it their own spin on that. And it's not like, it's very clear they were inspired by, like you said earlier, but not like it's trying to be a Fender, because it really isn't, with the two smaller humbuckers on there, different style bridge. So they took each element, even down to the way that the switch is facing, kind of, it's more in line with what you would see on a Strat, and that kind of like comfortable way to hit the switch in between the two knobs on the green one there, which is different, but that's kind of a their own take on it. But I think as someone who has created obviously very small scale, different types of guitars. I mean, you may have seen our guitars. We try to create different shapes, and you know, sometimes that's not well received in this guitar community. And because we're creatures of habit, we want like our Gibson style or our Fender style, and there's a reason those are so popular. And I do appreciate them as a company. Now they've been doing this long enough; they probably can kind of be okay if they go off the rails. But I do appreciate that they've tried to do that. I appreciate that they've, you know, it's maybe not a guitar I'd be like, I gotta own one as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But I think that I've grown more, you know, appreciative of people who are willing to push the envelope, are willing to take new risks design wise. And you know, people would say, well, they don't have that much to risk, but with the way the scale that they're operating on, they still have plenty to risk by doing something like this. And so I think it's cool in that sense. I think it's cool that they've tried to be different and tried to stand out in their own way, because the original guitars did that, right? They were maybe early on, it was like, what are these things? And now it's like kind of a widely accepted body shape. So then maybe this will be something that's more widely accepted down the road. I mean, I could see it looking cool with the tremolo and some other things. Like I like the way that it's starting out. For sure. I mean, I think that's probably the way that I would say. It's like not like it's incomplete, because you know it's PRS. It's probably going to be quality. It's going to be built well. But yeah, we'd love to know your guys' thoughts as we kind of close up here. I'll give you a kind of final say, I guess. But we really, I don't know, lately it's just kind of like we're not really interested in just turning on the camera and just like, oh, we hate it in reaction and this is the dumbest guitar ever created. Because I think, you know, we've grown up a little bit in the way that we look at stuff. And as a manufacturer, we kind of know the stuff that other manufacturers go through, not on the scale of PRS, like we said. But what do you guys think about the new PRS guitars? Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Completely open discussion. You can say what you think about them, and you know, we would love to kind of dialogue on that as well. So anything else to add as we kind of wrap it up?
Yeah, I mean, we're not huge like PRS guys. We just you know, we like them, but we don't really come into contact with them too much. And when we do, we're like, this is cool. But it's just interesting that, you know, we can look at this and see like, this is really cool, and just kind of like subjectively almost, because we don't have any skin in the game. And you know, it's just cool to kind of riff on stuff like this. And yeah, I say kudos to everybody over there in Maryland doing some cool stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks guys for watching. We are Porter Pickups. If you do not know about us, we are makers of very cool electric guitar pickups. If you're looking for upgrades for all your popular guitar styles, we have models there. You can find us at porterpickups.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and check out our channel for a lot of other cool guitar content from us two dudes that make a lot of videos here at the shop. So thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, see you guys next time.